Hello, Hello Times viewers. Judy Shields here. I am so excited. Today we welcome an internationally recognized country singer songwriter. We love our songwriters, who was a runner-up on season 25 of The Voice. Yes, NBC's Voice, with nearly 1 million followers on Facebook. You go, girl, and nearly 250,000 on other platforms. We welcome Karen Waldrup.
Well, hi! So good to see you guys.
Oh, look at that
So
beautiful
thankful to be
smile of
here.
yours. So how's things going? You got some exciting news to share with us here at the Hollywood Times, don't you?
I do. I have a brand new song coming out. I'm so excited. It's not just a song, it's a whole record. And the record is called No Way Back. But the first release is Keepin the Faith, which comes out May 8th. We're so elated. We're doing, they call it, the record's called No Way Back, and we're doing it backwards. We are out touring the record before we release the record, which most people don't do that, but for us, we don't really care. We think it's fun to, there's like a new thing with the web. It's like people, when they take videos, it's like posting it on the web is now a good thing. Before it was like a bad thing. And I think now, it hitting TikTok or it getting somebody's attention before it comes out kind of creates a new urgency. So you're seeing a lot of artists like leak songs before. So I have no problem with people sharing the new music before it comes out. I find it to be kind of a backwards thing, and so it's funny. No Way Back is like it's like backwards than what it used to be. It used to be, you would never put anything on the internet before the song came out, and now I find that to be totally opposite. I think now if you can put as much of that song as possible on the internet, that makes somebody just even want it more because it's not available.
Oh,
So that's the approach we're taking on this record, and Keeping the Faith will be the first song coming out. And I am so gr- grateful and excited to share that God sent an amazing new dog in my life. And I needed her so bad. She's sitting here beside me. She loves to do all the press interviews
let's
with me.
let's hear her.
She
It's
is so
Puerto
sweet.
Rico, right?
Come here. She's like, don't exploit me. Here she is. She's so cute.
Oh, look at you. Aren't you pretty? Look at that
Yes.
tail wagging.
Yep. And
Tell
so
us a
she is
little
my
about her. How did you find her? How did she come in your life?
Well, it was a prayer, and that's where keeping the faith, I think, comes in. When you trust God and you trust that He's going to provide for you, well, He does. And so
Yeah.
I had said a prayer backing out my driveway one day, and I said, Lord, if there is a stray dog or an orphan child that comes into my life, I will take it on. And when my neighbors messaged me and said, hey, this dog, do you know anything about this dog? And the dog didn't have a tag, didn't have any rabies tags, didn't have any chips, nothing. We posted all over the neighborhood. We put it on Facebook. We put it on Nextdoor. We tried for like a whole week to find the owners. And I was actually not in town. I was in Puerto Rico. And so they were here working hard in Tennessee to find the owners and never could. So I texted her from the airplane. I said, if this plane lands in Nashville, it's over. And so the plane landed, and I walked in and I met her, and she's been mine ever since. And she is such a blessing to me. I went through a really tough 2025. So for God to bless me with this new record and also a new dog and my amazing fan base, I think keeping the faith pays off.
So how did you come up with the title and sounds like we kind of know the inspiration for that song.
Yeah, so the idea came from a friend of mine, Darcy Morin. She lives up in Maryland, and she had the idea, and she knows that I love God. She knows that I love to share my love for God with my fans, that I'm not afraid to do that. So she's actually the one who came up with the idea. Shout out Darcy Morin. And so she sent it to me, and I kind of went in and tweaked it and made it my own and edited and changed things and worked with her to kind of create this track. And so then it ended up going into the catalog that we were going through, and we had hundreds of songs in there. I mean, we had so many songs that were pitched to us from other writers, songs I had written, songs other people had written, songs she had written, and all of them kept coming in. And so there was this one Thursday where I started at 9 o'clock in the morning on my back patio, and I listened to every single song that was pitched to us, and I ranked them. And I made notes of like why that song moved, and my team was there too. Like, hey, I like this song or I like this song, and we put from 0 to 10. So then we added them up, the points. and it was like, okay, that song got the most points, not because that's the only way we could figure out how to make. I mean, there was just so many songs, because coming off of The Voice, the Nashville community just pitched me a ton of songs, and so I had just an incredible amount of songs to choose from. And so when it came time to pick, Keeping the Faith just got a lot of votes from our team. Like, this song is moving, this song is powerful. And so I was like, okay. And so Keeping the Faith made the record. And, there were a lot of songs that I've written over however many years that did not make the record. So it really wasn't a personal thing. It wasn't like what I wrote, what I didn't write. It was more like what song is moving the heart meter. And Keeping the Faith moves the heart meter. And I think that's really important.
It makes me cry. I like good cries, because it helps my soul. People think,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you? And it does. It just helps, and listening to your song, it just, it makes me cry in
Well,
a good
thank you
way.
so
Yeah.
much for that. Thank
Yes.
you.
And I love the words and I love the music, how it starts out, and with the guitar, and it's just like, oh, it's such a beautiful, beautiful song. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. We're so excited. And it's coming out Mother's Day weekend. So that's really exciting for our team, for everybody involved. We're doing a video where it's a bunch of slideshow photos of people and their moms. So if you want to submit your photo of you and your mom, that's what we're
Really?
doing. Yeah. And so we're just putting we're making it about the fans. It's Keeping the Faith. It's not about me. It's about them. It's about them keeping the faith. It's about whatever they're going through. I went through a tough time. But I feel like I have climbed a mountain, and I feel like it's my chance to kind of look down the mountain and go, come on, y'all, let's go, come on, like. And so that's where the song really kind of moves my heart, is that, I'm not saying I've arrived by any means. I still have my challenges in life as well, but compared to where I was and where I'm at, I think Keeping the Faith is a testimony. I was in the studio tracking that song while I was going through a divorce. Like, it was really hard. And I sang it to the best of my ability, and I gave it all I could, and I sang it from my heart. And I think that's why when I sing it live, it connects.
Yes, it is. And I mean, what a beautiful tribute to have that song and do this videos for Mother's Day. That is so awesome. Whose idea was that?
Thank you. That was our team. We jump on these Zoom calls and we kind of chit chat about, how should we connect with the fans? How can we connect with the fans? And it's a fine line when it comes to connecting with the fans online, because on one hand, you want to be right there connecting with them. And
Yeah.
then on the other hand, you kind of want to not, because sometimes people say really negative things, and you want to make sure that your day is productive and moving in a way that is, exciting and inspiring. And so it can be challenging to balance that. That's probably one of the most challenging parts about being, I don't know, it's kind of like we're an influencer, but we're a musician. I don't know if there's a word for that. But we're like an influencer, but we're more like a musician. So
Yeah.
it's not like about the products we're using. It's about the message. It's not about like, oh, check out the skincare. It's more like, hey, check out this melody, check out this song, check out this sentiment, check out this new T-shirt, check out this,
Yeah.
my dog or whatever. So you're an influencer, but you're not an influencer like that. Like, you're like a little bit different. And so I think that comes with an extra challenge of deciding where your balance falls, and how much are you engaging and how much are you comparing. There's a difference between getting on the web and being like, okay, I want to invest 20 minutes of my time engaging with my fans, bam, or scrolling, oh, this girl's got more gigs than me, this girl's got cuter outfits than me, and sitting there comparing myself. So that's where the balance falls, is like, I think that the internet can be such a beautiful thing, but can also be a really challenging thing for people, because they want to sit and compare themselves to everybody.
Yeah.
And I think that's the real danger of the web, is if you find yourself comparing yourself to others, that's when you got to take a break.
Can lead to depression, because when I was sort of I had a kind of bad year myself and depression, and it's like I had to get off of it because
Yeah.
it didn't help me, even though I'm on it, for my business, but for my family too, to keep in touch. I love
Yeah.
Facebook for that reason, but you got to be very careful, and be smart. And like
And
you, very
you know,
smart.
I have a friend who shared this with me, and this is not my knowledge. This is coming from her, and I think her mentor. And this is something I'll share with you and your listeners. You know, this is something that my friend Mandy from high school practices. You know, and this is just I think this is a beautiful approach. Okay, if you are following somebody on social media, and when you see their content, they make you feel bad, unfollow them.
Yeah.
Unfollow them.
So easy to
Including
do.
me. If it's me, if you're looking at my content and it makes you feel bad that I'm eating that kind of seafood and you don't get that kind of seafood, unfollow me. Like, protect your experience in a way that you're like, I can't handle looking at seafood. She's freaking getting to enjoy great seafood and I'm living in middle of Kansas. I can't handle it. Unfollow. Just unfollow. And I think when you practice that, I've unfollowed so many people that when I see their content, I'm like, I don't need you to remind me that you're on a jet and I'm not. And I don't know why you posted a photo of you on a jet because it had no substance. Unfollow. Okay?
Yeah.
That's me. So for my friend, she unfollows people that aren't messaging positivity. So if the message isn't positive, if it's not, hey, this is a cool ab workout, or hey, try this hairstyle, if it's not something that you're getting that's substance, why are you following that person? You know, it's just going to make you feel worse. So I think that's a beautiful thing, and I practice that myself.
Wow. Those are powerful words. Very powerful.
Thank you.
Yeah, because it's
I'm
very
keeping
easy
the
to do
faith.
that.
I'm keeping the faith, girl.
I love country music. Something my dad instilled in me from a young girl, and I really love the older traditional country. I love when I meet younger singer-songwriters because I really have become very attached to songwriters because always love music and getting into this business of doing this. I'm like, that song is that song and the artist sings it that way, but the songwriter wrote it. So if it wasn't, so I'm so like, I want to interview all songwriters. Like my dream is Dolly Parton and Willie Nelson because those are the most amazing songwriters and I want to talk to them, and your music is just
I've
beautiful.
got Dolly Parton behind me. Her
Oh,
picture. This is
look at
a.
that. See?
I got a Dolly Parton themed living room because my fans always give me Dolly Parton stuff, so I just decorated my whole living room Dolly Parton
That's
and bathroom.
great. Well, let's go back to the beginning. When you were a little girl, when did you discover your voice?
You know, I've always sung,
Yeah.
like always, And I remember being a really small child, like very young, like 4 or 5 years old, and standing in the shower where my face was like right there with the bar of soap. And I remember that moment and singing and listening to my voice and being like, wait a minute, I wonder if I have a singing voice. Like I remember that moment. I mean, it must have been one of my youngest memories of like questioning, like, wait, I wonder if I have a singing voice. And so I just kind of could sing around the house, and my mom would kind of get annoyed because I was singing all the time. And so she put me in church choir, and then I came up in church choir and then in high school choir, and she put me in every choir she could get me in. And then I ended up going to the University of Southern Mississippi, had a vocal scholarship,
Wow.
started playing clubs, playing guitar, writing songs, and the rest is history.
Wow. So how did you get discovered?
I don't know if I really did get discovered.
Okay.
I think I just came to Nashville, buckled down, boots on the ground, literally. Boots on the ground would actually be a really cool song idea.
There you
That could be
go.
boots on the ground.
Give me a
Yeah.
little bit of credit, right?
Yeah, boots
That's
on the
a
ground
great
would be a cool song
song.
about moving to Nashville. And yeah, I mean, I just put my
Yeah.
boots on the ground and I just opened up a Nashville scene, and they have like all these different writers nights and
Yeah.
open mic nights, and they're amazing. And so I just kind of, there was a place called Douglas Corner at the time you could go, that it's since shut down, but you could go and just kind of plug in and play. And the Commodore is still very much a place for people new to town. So I just kind of hit the ground running and went to places and met people and was just always kind to
Yeah.
people. And I remember the people that were kind to me when I first came to town. And funny enough, we joke now, all the people who have been in town forever, we
Yeah.
joke. We're like, the nice people stay.
Aw.
That's the weird part. It's like the people who were jerks to me are not, they don't even live here anymore because they were so short-sighted, they couldn't build a community. And so they're not even here anymore, you know? So the same people who were nice to me when I first moved to town are nice to me today. Like the same people I was nice to when I moved to town are nice to me today, or I'm nice to today. So it's the same. So our community is very rich in connection and it's very exciting in the ability to be kind, just be nice to people. And when you're just nice to people, it comes around. And then they're like, hey, you want to go to this event? Or hey, there's this music industry thing going on. Or hey, you want to play at this event? And then next thing you know, you've got a gig wherever because you were nice to somebody. And so that's, people ask me when they ask me, young artists will come up and they'll say, what advice do you have? And I'm like, be nice to everybody. Believe them. When they tell you that Elvis is their uncle, believe them. Because he could be. Like, probably not. But if you just believe everybody, not really believe them, but believe them with your energy, in your head you could be thinking, probably not your uncle, but hey, what do I know? That's where opportunity has come for me because I was nice to that person that said their uncle was Elvis, and then next thing you know, I'm playing a gig in Memphis, and so
Wow.
that's what I think. You just kind of okay, like I hear you, I believe you, maybe don't. And I've had so many situations in my life where somebody comes up and says, "Hey, I do this or this," and I thought, I don't know if that's true, but I'm gonna be nice. And sure enough, they did, and they sponsored the tour, or they brought a bunch of people to gig, or whatever. So
Wow.
I think that's probably the best thing that I've done a lot of things wrong, a lot of things wrong, a lot,
Wow.
a lot. But I think the one thing I always did right was that I was nice to people. I treated people with respect. I did what I said I was going to do. And at the end of the day, I'm somebody that people can count on. When Karen Waldrup is playing the gig, I'm there. They know they can count on me unless I'm sick, And so I think that's also crucial.
And now, are you from Louisiana?
I'm originally from Mandeville, Louisiana.
And what was it like
North
growing
of,
up there?
just north of New Orleans. It was awesome. And, I was just on stage 2 nights ago. That's why I'm a little like, woo, got in late last night. We rolled in, gosh, 10 o'clock. So,
Well,
you come off the road, I haven't even unpacked yet. I got to go unpack after this. But anyway, I think part of being from Louisiana has been such a huge stamp on my individuality because it allows me to just be myself.
yeah.
The culture of Louisiana is, in my opinion, the best. The culture and the vibe is so laid back. Everybody gets to be themselves. It doesn't matter what color your skin is, how much you weigh, how old you are, what you've accomplished. People in Louisiana like to have a good time. They like to support one another. They like food, good music, good times, laughter, no drama. It's just good. It's laissez le bon temps roulette. Let the good times roll. And I think that growing up in that vibe and going to New Orleans and going to Mardi Gras and being a part of blues and soul music and hearing that and experiencing that definitely created a more laid back artist in me because I can walk into a gas station with a hat on looking rough from a gig and someone says, do you want to take a picture? Sure. Like I don't really care what people think. It doesn't matter to me. If you want a picture of me looking like this, let's roll. Maybe I'll put some sunglasses on.
Do you have a favorite place you play down there?
In South Louisiana.
Yeah.
I love the outdoor festivals. The
Oh,
festival we just played is I'll just paint the picture for you. You're on stage, you're looking out, and there's food vendors completely surrounding you. And it's like gumbo, jambalaya, crawfish etouffee, crawfish pie, shrimp pasta. I mean, it's just like food, daiquiris, cold beer, bread pudding. I mean, it's just like food overload. And so I think those are my favorite. The outdoor gigs where there's kids running around, eating the snowball,
oh,
dancing, outdoor sunshine. Those are my favorite gigs. And we've been very blessed this year to do a lot of the outdoor Louisiana music festivals because of Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
I was the grand marshal in a Mardi Gras
Oh,
parade. Yeah, I mean, so we've really had a great year so far.
I went to Mardi Gras when I was 40 years old. And
What'd you
that
think?
was, oh my, I fell in love. I didn't want to leave. My husband's like, wait, yeah. I go, no. So I've been there several times since then. I just fell in love. Like you said, they treat you like your family, you know?
Yep. And one of the things that I would love to do would be to go down to New Orleans and spend a whole week. I know people are like, how could you do that? I'm like, I just would love to do that. I would love to just have a week where I could just sleep in, go have a nice dinner at a place on the quarter, then go listen to some music, repeat, walk around, get video content. I just love ride on the streetcar.
Ah,
I just love Louisiana so much, and I specifically love New Orleans. It's my favorite city in the world.
it's just amazing. Everyone has to go once in their lifetime because
That's
it'll
it.
it'll it'll kind of change you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of people say the same thing about like going and spending a week in Paris or a week in Rome. Like it's like there's some places that you just need more time. When I went to Rome, it was like a tease. It was like, oh my God, I had 3 days. Like see half I couldn't even touch Rome in 3 days. It was just like way too short. And then Paris, I did in one day. That was a
Oh,
joke. I
wow.
saw the Eiffel Tower and we were out. That was because we were on tour trying to get to the next city. So same with Paris. I'd love to spend a week in Paris.
And see, folks, she's like comparing New Orleans to Paris and Rome. So you've got to
Yes.
get it in the United States.
Yes.
So what do you do for fun? What's fun for Karen?
I love to run on the Greenway.
Really?
Now that I have a new dog, I like to go to
Oh,
the Greenway. Yeah, I love to do like hot yoga,
mhm.
hot Pilates, sauna, self-care, going to get my toes done, going to get my nails done, treating myself to whatever I can,
Yeah.
depending on what's going on in my life. I love to go sit at like a local restaurant, belly up to the bar, get some good food, have a cold beer, meet
Wow.
people. Yeah, I like to just cut loose whenever I'm not where I work so hard that when I have that night off, like I love to have my friends meet at my little local favorite restaurant
Yeah.
and have a nice piece of fish, seafood. I love seafood. I love to be on the lake. I love to be around my family. I don't get to see my family as much as I wish I could because there's so much on my schedule all the time. But I absolutely love my mom and dad. They're very supportive of me and my career. I love my extended family. My grandmother had 18 children from South Louisiana. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Big,
no way.
huge, big, huge Louisiana family. Yeah. So you can imagine her having 18 kids and then all those children having their kids. I have a ton of cousins. I love my cousins. We're all very tight. I have hundreds of cousins. I mean, it's pretty amazing. And
Oh,
second cousins and their husbands and wives. And so we have this massive family. I love our annual get together that we do in December where we all come together and eat a ton of food and nobody does their makeup and it's great.
now that's the life. What a family. You're so blessed to have that in your life as well.
Yes.
Did you have a mentor growing up? And like when you went on The Voice, did you have someone behind you to help you through that?
Yeah, absolutely. When I first started playing music, it was a guy named Chris Eshte from South Louisiana. He's from Mandeville, and they call him Brother Chris. And he plays all the time. And he's actually opened for me now, which is funny. He's opened for me. He's joined me on stage. He comes to the gigs. Him and his wife are in the front. He taught me how to play guitar. And he is somebody who was there for me, believed in me, thought that I had what it took to write, all that. And then flash forward, going out for The Voice, I had my manager, Robin, who was just so incredibly helpful. I mean, like he would come and sit for days and listen to me sing all these songs and mess with the key and wait a minute, that's a better key or whatever, and cook. And so Robin and then Bonnie, my director of public relations, she is my right hand girl. I mean, she is right there with me. She's one step ahead of me. She's always forward thinking. They're always pulling me because I'm running behind, I don't even know about, and so they're just incredible. My team, my band, Hunter Jurgens, my digital media girl, she is just a doll. I mean, I've been so blessed. I have a lot of women on my team. I've got mostly a female band, and that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jeez,
I
how did
love
you
that.
get that together?
God, it wasn't meant, it wasn't like I did that on purpose. It was just like needed a bass player. Yada was the best bass player, needed a drummer. Debbie wanted to play drums. She's the best drummer. Needed a fiddle player. Hey, we know Myrna. She came, she slayed. That was over. And then me, a female, acoustic guitar. And then
Wow.
our steel guitar player is a male, and our keys player is a male, and our guitar player is a male. So we're not all female. People say, do you have an all female band? I'm like, no. I might someday, but not right now. It's kind of, but I enjoy being on the road with females because there's so many times where it's like, hey, I forgot my face wash, or can I borrow a spray, or can you zip the back of my jacket, or whatever. So I think having, like, I had my female drummer, putting lotion on my backstage. It's like, heck yeah, the females on the road. Otherwise, you're not going to ask your guitar player that's a dude to rub lotion on you. So I enjoy being on the road with females, and I enjoy we're not dramatic. We're not catty females. We're not dramatic females. We're very mature,
Nice.
responsible, focused on music females. That's the only thing we care about is music. We care about music. We care about putting on a great show. We care about connecting with the people. And we care about getting great food.
Do you guys have prayer before you go out on a gig?
Yes, we always do. We always pray backstage in the VIP area, or even sometimes when we forget, we'll just do it in the in-ears. So like
Okay.
everyone will be ready to go, and we're like, oh no, we forgot. And one of the like my drummer will do it in the talkback mic, like, hey Lord, make sure that we sound great tonight. Make sure that the sound is good. Make sure the team is good. Make sure that everyone feels good. So we'll pray in some way, whether it's backstage right before we go on,
Yeah.
or worst case scenario in the in-ears. Oops, we forgot, but we're pretty good at remembering that.
That's great. So where does Puerto Rico stay when you're out touring? Does she come along
Well, I
or
have a neighbor, and two doors down, and she's amazing, and she is actually the one who found Rika.
okay.
Somehow Rika just stumbled into her backyard, which is amazing because she's a huge dog lover. She actually has a wreath on her back door that says something like, the best kind of dogs are rescued, or something like that. So she's all about rescuing
Yeah.
dogs, and she works at the animal shelter and stuff. So
Oh,
when she found Rika, and I said, I want to do it, but I travel a lot on the weekends, and I don't want to bomb off of y'all. Like, and so she said, well, I'll take Rika when you're gone. And then my other neighbor on the other side said, I'll be second. And then
oh,
my other neighbor said, I'll be third. So I've pretty much got three, plus the one across the street that said I'll be fourth. Plus, there's always these apps that you could put, like there's this Rover app that you can go and bring to people who you can hire to keep the dog, or to board her.
yeah.
So I'm not real worried about it. I feel like with my community here, she's fine, and she loves our little neighborhood, and she loves her life, and
Yeah.
we're good to her. So now we just got to make sure she doesn't run off, because she loves to run.
Oh.
This dog, I think that's how I got her.
Uh-oh. Do you have her
She's
chip
got a
now?
tracker. I'm tracking her now.
Good. Well, it's a blessing that she found a good home with you and she came into your life at a perfect time.
Yes, she did.
So quickly, this is coming out on this Friday, Keeping the Faith. So you're going to have a whole album coming out later this year or?
May 8th is the first song, and then we're dropping a song, once a month coming after
Okay.
that. So it'll
Got
be, the next one's coming out as Good Guy in June. But what I'm telling everybody is the best thing you can do is just go ahead and pre-save Keeping the Faith, because the system that we're using is smart enough where you're pre-saving the whole record. So every single song that we release from there, it'll be pre-saved. So I'm like, hey, everybody just do the first one, and then you don't have to do it again. It's just, you're
Okay.
done. So yeah, so just pre-save the first one. The ticket, or not ticket, excuse me, the link to pre-save is in my Instagram on the link in bio. and people just click that, and that's it. They pre-save it, and when it comes out, they get to hear it. And this one's coming out May 8th, first one.
Yay. So what is your social media so we can all find you?
Yeah. I always encourage people to start with KarenWaldrup.com. If you go to KarenWaldrup.com, you drop your email in, that lets us keep in touch with you. So you don't have to worry about anything. You'll start to get emails. Once you're there, the social media links from there. And I think that's important because we have so many impersonators trying to take advantage of people. So just make sure when you're on the web that you're always making sure that you're, me or anybody else, using the blue check mark.
Okay.
And so Karen Waldrup Music is my Instagram. Karen Waldrup is my Facebook. But anyway, it's all on KarenWaldrup.com. And I think that's kind of the best way to start, so you know you're on the right page.
Yeah. Do you do any charity work as well?
Yes, so I love Haiti. I absolutely love Haiti. I have a heart for Haiti. I've been very passionate about Haiti since 2018. I traveled to Haiti, and it was life-changing for me. I had never seen anything like that ever. And the organization I went down with is called Mission of Hope. And we did a video, and people can check that out with a song called Tell 'Em We Lived. And we used the video to raise money. So we were able to raise money we built 3 houses, and we were able to put money towards a high school that they were building. Well, then once COVID hit, obviously that made it to where I kind of had to take a beat for that for a minute. Well, once that went away and we were back to the new world and the new life, I actually got to go down to Naples, Florida back in February, and we did an event with Hope for Haiti, who's helping me make sure that there's fresh water down in Haiti. And we did a really cool thing where the fans gave me 10 grand, and I got 100 white roses, and the people in the crowd had to buy the roses for $100. And I wasn't going to give the 10 grand until the 100 roses were sold. So the 100 roses were 10 grand that matched the 10 grand. So we were able to do 20 grand. And it was fun because we used Keepin the Faith through the system while we were dealing these roses, and people were just eating it up. And at the end, we took a picture of everybody with their rose. Everybody who got a rose, we all took a picture together. So it was a very easy way to raise 20 grand. And it went like, I think we raised the 20 grand by the time the song was over. I mean, people just were I want one, I want one, I want one. And so anyway, so anything that you can do like that, that's creative, that gives back, I think is a good thing. And my friend Scott Doherty had that idea. He's very into charity work. We joke and call him our director of charities. But he really is. He's always making sure that we're paying attention to it, that we're making sure that we're not losing sight, because there's only so much time in the week. So we don't ever want to lose sight of that. That's very important to us.
Oh, well, we'll find links for that for Mission of Hope, and we'll put that in our article. This interview is going to go up on our YouTube channel, The Hollywood Times Official. We thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. And hey, folks, Keepin the Faith, besides your beautiful song, we should all practice that.
Yeah, keep the faith. Thank y'all so much. Have an awesome night.
And we appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, sweetie.